How to play paper football. Football is a tough, violent game played on the gridiron. Paper football involves a folded-up piece of paper and a table. Learn how to play the safer of the two. You will need a flat table, a coin, another player, and a paper football. Step 1. Sit across the table from your opponent. Flip a coin to decide who will play offense. The offensive player starts the game. Step 2. Try to score a touchdown. Lay the football flat on the table in front of you and flick it to send it sliding forward. A touchdown is scored when the ball comes to a stop hanging partially over the opposite side of the table. A touchdown is worth 6 points. Step 3. Take turns trying to score a touchdown until someone succeeds. Flick the football from where it landed after your opponent's last turn. Step 4. Kick an extra point if you score a touchdown. Balance your paper triangle football on one point and hold the opposite point with your index finger. The defensive player makes a finger goalpost by pointing their index fingers against each other while extending their thumbs with their fists on the table. You can also make goalposts by making 2 L shapes with your thumbs and forefingers and putting your thumbs together. Step 5. Point the football towards your opponent and flick it with your free hand. Count an extra point if the football flies through the goalposts. Now it is your opponent's turn to try and score a touchdown. Step 6. Kick off if the paper football hits the floor. Lay the football in your hand, palm facing up. Smack your fingers on the underside of the table to send the ball flying back on the table. Wherever it lands is where the next play begins. Step 7. Declare the person with the most points the winner when you are out of time to play with your triangle footballs. It's up, and it's good! Did you know? The highest-scoring National Football League football game was played in 1966 between the Redskins and the New York Giants. The Redskins won 72-41.
How to play lingerie football. If you don't mind passing the pigskin in your underwear and in front of large crowds, you might have what it takes for lingerie football. You will need athleticism, lingerie, a helmet, shoulder, knee, and elbow pads, rules of the game, and a sense of fair play. Optional, double-sided tape. Step 1. Know how to play football. Though the rules for lingerie football are a bit different, the basic concept is the same. Step 2. Be in great shape, and not just because you're going to be half naked when you play. Lingerie football is a full contact sport, so you'd better be prepared to tackle and be tackled. Step 3. Own a few sexy get-ups. The lingerie football team uniform consists of a bra, panties, a garter belt, plus shoulder, knee, and elbow pads, and a helmet. The judicious use of double-sided tape can help prevent wardrobe malfunctions. Step 4. Try out for one of the teams that make up the LFL. There are 20 women on a team, with 14 on the active roster, and 7 from each team on the field. The season is 20 weeks long. Each game has 2 17-minute halves and a 15-minute halftime. Check the league's website for tryout dates. Step 5. Play by the rules. The LFL plays on a 50-yard field, 30 yards wide, with 8-yard end zones. A touchdown is worth 6 points. A conversion run or pass from the 2-yard line is 1 point, and from the 3-yard line, it's 2 points, as is a safety. There's no punting and no field goals. Step 6. Play fair. Pulling off an opposing player's clothes is discouraged by the coaches, though prayed for by the fans. Did you know? Lingerie football began in 2004 as a one-game television event to compete with the Super Bowl halftime show.
How to memorize your football playbook. If you want to play to your full potential on the field, memorize that playbook quickly and thoroughly. You will need a football playbook, index cards, a recording device, and space to run plays. Optional, video of teams running plays. Step 1. Learn why the play is named what it's named. A play is often named after what it's designed to do. If a play is named after a team who uses the play, try to get a video of the play executed by that team. Step 2. Make playbook flashcards by putting the name of the play on one side of an index card and a diagram of the play along with a description on the reverse. Step 3. Guess what the play is after looking at the name side of the card. Repeat this process until you can describe every play correctly. Step 4. Record yourself calling out plays on a portable voice recorder. Find space, listen to the calling of the plays, and pretend to execute your job in the play. Step 5. Test yourself frequently. There may be plays your coach never calls, but could call unexpectedly later in the season. Did you know Homer Jones of the New York Giants became the first NFL player to spike a football in 1965?
How to explain American football. American football may seem easy to follow, but it can be hard to explain to a first-time spectator, like a European or a hermit. You will need a TV, a football game broadcast, a couch, and snacks. Step 1. Make sure everyone is comfortable and turn on the game. Step 2. Describe the difference between the two teams. Tell everyone which is which. Step 3. Explain the basic rules in these terms. Each team has 4 chances, or downs, to either score or to reach the first down marker, which gives them a new set of 4 chances. Step 4. Define a touchdown as getting the ball past the end line on the field, either by running or catching. Ignore the extra points. They'll learn about those later. Step 5. Compare field goals to soccer penalty shots if there are any Europeans watching for the first time. Step 6. Finally, describe that if a team cannot score, they typically kick it down the field to the other team and the roles switch. Step 7. Be patient in answering questions. Learning a new sport is hard. Just try to follow a game of cricket. Step 8. Don't get carried away. Screaming and throwing the remote will not leave a good impression in their minds. Don't take advantage of their inexperience by offering bets about who will win. Step 9. Mention that the game is timed and that it is divided into 4 quarters. Step 10. When people begin to really get into the game, introduce them to the art of making fun of the television announcers. Do your John Madden impersonation. Did you know? The Women's Professional Football League is made up of 13 teams across the country and plays a 16-week schedule similar to the NFL.
How to prevent a football head injury. A blow to the noggin may not seem like a big deal when it happens, but left untreated, some can be deadly serious, and repeated head knocks can have dire health consequences years later. Here's how to prevent head injury and protect your brain. You will need a NOXI-approved helmet, a proper fit, and caution. Step 1. Wear a helmet that meets the safety standards set by the National Operating Committee on Standards for Athletic Equipment. Look for the NOXI seal on the back of the helmet. When buying a new helmet, research the brands and models that offer the most updated protection against head injury. Don't wear helmets more than 10 years old, even if they've been reconditioned. Step 2. Make sure your helmet fits properly. For a comprehensive guide on how to fit a football helmet, go to usafootball.com. Step 3. Be aware of the kind of impact that often causes a concussion. A forceful bump, blow, or jolt to the head or body that results in rapid movement of the head. Step 4. On the field, practice heads-up football to help prevent head injury. Never use the top of your head to tackle, block, or strike an opponent. Don't ever make initial contact with your helmet or face mask. Step 5. Stop playing immediately if you have one or more of the following concussion symptoms: a headache or the feeling of pressure in your head, nausea or vomiting, balance problems or dizziness, sensitivity to light or noise, a sluggish or groggy feeling, concentration or memory problems, or simply not feeling right. Get checked by a physician and do not return to play until you receive medical clearance. Athletes who return to play too soon after a concussion are at risk for second impact syndrome, an often fatal swelling of the brain caused by a second blow before the first is healed. Step 6. Recognize the signs of a blood clot: one pupil that's larger than the other, extreme drowsiness, weakness, numbness, or decreased coordination, a worsening headache, repeated vomiting or nausea, slurred speech, convulsions, or a seizure. Though rare, this kind of head injury can be fatal, so call 911 immediately. Remember, it's always better to err on the side of safety. Did you know an NFL study found that former players aged 30 to 49 are diagnosed with memory-related disorders at a rate of 19 times the national average?